What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room. And this is where we get now. So clearly you see the title of the broadcast, and we're going to go to After Hours with Anton Daniels. And on the panel, they're going to be discussing a situation that I think is going to start coming up, and I'm slowly but surely seeing it. I heard things, and also I went and did a little research. And there are a few people that are actually getting arrested for their children's crimes out here.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Now, it's not mandatory on the books. This is something new that's being tried here and there, stuff like that. I see stories here and there of, when these children are definitely some egregious stuff, or they have supercharges, and the whatever little town or something like that, they're sick of these people, so they start charging the parents too. So we're going to go here now, and we're going to check this out, because, to be honest with you, I think moving forward in the future, I think this is something that the legal system is going to start trying to implement. Let's go here now. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
Parents are facing charges in Gloucester City for crimes police say their kids committed. NBC 10's Johnny Archer live there tonight for us. Johnny, we've seen kids face charges like this before, and now we're seeing parents held responsible for those crimes too.
Yeah, and Fred, Gloucester City Police say this is all in connection to several car break-ins that happened in this Highland Park neighborhood here behind me. Police tell me that officers were patrolling this neighborhood when they saw the three suspects, and police say a 16-year-old and a 17-year-old were arrested for those car break-ins. Also, a 19-year-old from Cherry Hill was also arrested. I should mention those kids who are 16 and 17 are from Camden City. Now, the police department says they are facing 28 offenses, including burglary, theft, and possession of a stolen credit card. Police say the kids' parents, as you mentioned, Fred, are also being charged with failure to supervise their child. We spoke to people in this neighborhood about the suspects targeting this neighborhood and the kids' parents being charged.
I think I think they should start that. Parents should be starting to take care of their kids.
It's easy access. It's easy to get in and out of town, away from, you got the bridge here, you got the highway here. So I don't know if they take them to scrap them or sell them, parts or whatever, but that's just where we are right now.
So, question to start off the show is,
Okay, so before they start off the show, get down in the comments, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Is, definitely off top. This is complicated to me a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. And I can see how this would, get very murky in the legal system, to where, you have some parents, they do their best to raise their children, and their children just go astray and things like that. And we're talking about underage. Yeah, you 20, 21, of course not. You super grown, then you go out and do something stupid, then yeah, you going to jail. But, for underage children that are still under their parents' covering legally, should this be on the books as laws? Because right now this is not on the books. This is just something that's happening. That's kind of like people are fed up with these individuals here that have been doing these crimes, and they know who they are. So they just was like, fuck it, we're going to take the parents too. So let's dive off into this, okay?
Should parents be arrested and charged for the criminality that's associated with their kids?
No, unless it has some negligence that's directly tied to the parents. Like when the white kids want to shoot up the schools, and they got the guns from their parents, like that's direct negligence of a parent leading to an act happening. But if your child want to break in a car, like it's nothing that you can do to stop your child from breaking in the car.
What about raising them right?
Well, you can raise them right, but I just had my 4-year-old daughter. She stole some candy out the store. She raised right. She got the money to pay for it, but she did it because she wanted to. Now, I tore her ass up, but that still didn't stop her from doing what she did.
Yeah, but she's also 4, and I think that's the things that a 4-year-old might do. They're going to eat cookies with crumbs on their face, and when you ask them, did they eat it? They're going to say no. I mean, they just
technically anybody that has children and things like that, definitely when your child was young, yeah, they do shit like that. If you can remember, you did shit like that to your parents. They clearly see that you did the shit. And you sitting there looking up there with the little innocent eyes, like, no, I didn't do it.
What the French toast is gonna think about?
No, I didn't do it, Mom. I didn't do it, Dad. They clearly saw you did. You did, yeah. I mean, you know, you talking about 4 years old, but yeah, let's keep going here.
That's what they do. You got to test the limits of life first.
And you think they stopped doing that at 4? Shit, what you think they doing at 16? They testing all the limits of life. You can't directly put that on the parent unless they negligence lead directly to the crime being committed.
Yeah, but if you did not discipline your 4-year-old for letting her and allowed her to do this and then continue to allow her to do it, and then at 16, 17, she did it again, that's negligence.
I can agree with that.
I really, it's because I was a hard-headed child and I didn't learn by telling. I learned through example. And what if one of my examples caused my mama to go to jail? That didn't mean that she was a bad parent. That just means that me as a child didn't do what I was supposed to be doing. I didn't listen. Now, I think we should start charging these women for leaving their baby daddies, but that's a whole other story. That's a whole other story.
You don't think that maybe watching your parents go to jail behind you might have changed your behavior?
No. If I go to jail for my behavior and it didn't stop me, what the hell you think my mama going to jail gonna stop me for? That ain't even me in the cell. I didn't even get the lesson.
That's the problem now today, though. They're not letting law enforcement touch children. They're not letting them enforce law on juveniles. And it depends on to a degree of what you're saying, because there are kids that are out here past curfew. So if their parents aren't monitoring them, calling them, trying to track location, all of those things, like they have access to their children, they're negligent in a sense.
But bruh, I knew my mama to a fiddle.
I mean, before 2K keep going, to a degree, Lex is kind of right. It's a lot of factors that come into play with that, you know, depend on the standards that the living standards that you're in. You know, do you have other family members that can watch these children, or, you know what I'm saying, are engaged in their lives to keep them, you know, mentally grounded away from, you know, trash friends? Because listen, look, you know, friends in the young ages, friends do influence other friends. And, you know, it's all about who you hang around and who you trying to, you know, be cool with, I guess, you know what I'm saying? That, not I guess, it's just the facts. You know, that stigma still there, even for young children today, you know, who you trying to be cool with. So yeah, it is a little crazy, but it is this scenario is very wild here. And I'm telling you now, I'm thinking this is going to be something that they're going to try to implement here in the future.
Okay, when my mama divorced the dude who my stepdad or whatever his nickname was, when she divorced him, I had all the tools to manipulate my mama. So I'll come in the house right before the street lights. When she know I'm in the crib, I see her go to the back, I'm back outside. I'm back outside for the rest of the night at that. So it wasn't that my mama wasn't tracking me. Like, they had a whole commercial used to come on, "Where are your children?" As long as I was home before they played that commercial, I was cool. She go to bed. Soon as she go to bed, I'm up and I'm outside.
So she never knew that you were outside?
Yeah, when she found out when I stole her car, but I was outside already. I was outside. What nothing she could have did. Nothing.
I think parents should be fined. I mean, not criminally charged, but I think they should be fined. Hit them in their pockets. I bet you watch your job in.
Next, what privileged neighborhood you? The whole reason why my mama can't watch me is because we don't have money. So you gonna charge her more money? We in poverty. That's the reason why she's so tired, because she got to work 2-3 jobs. And you gonna charge her some more money.
Hit them when them taxes come. When you want to file your child, let's look at all the times your child been outside. Let's look at all the times your child been out here stealing cars, fighting downtown. And we gonna dock that from your taxes.
Stop it.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Ooh-wee. Hey, she did come back with a good idea. Now, you know, I agree with 2K in certain situations, definitely with these situations where a lot of these children are outside like this late at night. It is a one-parent home. You know, we just got to be honest about this. And of course, you know, mother, whatever, she has to work extensive hours. And then of course, you know, as a human being, you got to get some rest in order to work all those crazy hours. It's just the facts. And late night, children sneaking out, stuff like this, because most of the time what they're saying here is definitely in this previous broadcast that, you know, that Anton presented here was, you know, I guarantee you them young men, they was out there at night. They wasn't out there in broad open daylight doing all this. They was out there late night. So, you know, it just is what it is at this point, man. This is crazy. But she did bring up something that I think would actually, you know, probably kind of work. Like, you know, at the end of the year, you know, the government tally up how much your children been doing crimes and deduct that shit from your motherfucking taxes. That's crazy. Hey, she came up with a good one on that one. Sorry, but it's true.
Let's start there.
I don't believe that. I think that I've seen too many people that were negligent with their kids as I was growing up, and I'm 100% all for it. We can't keep letting people do what they want to do when they want to do it, and then having sympathy for them. Like, either you're gonna be held accountable for your children, or you're gonna choose not to have them. But I don't really care about those excuses and all of that other type of stuff. The rest of the world shouldn't have to make sure that your kid is going to be nice and secure inside of a prison facility, or they got to suffer from your kids terrorizing the world because you feel some type of way about whether or not, you know what I'm saying, they criminals. Like, I don't care about that, bro. I think that people absolutely need to be held accountable for their children because nobody is doing it. And that's why people keep having so many children, because ain't nobody holding them accountable for it. So I think that parents absolutely 100% need to be held accountable for the decisions that their children is making.
So who do y'all think y'all should
do something that ain't supposed to do? Then it's your responsibility to make sure that your children is doing what they're supposed to do. It's not us. It's not the taxpayers. It's not society. It's not the police. I was talking about this on the Millionaire Morning Show because I was reviewing a report that said it's over 10,000 plus people, and it has exploded in New York, young people that is under the age of 18 that has joined gangs. That's a parent's fault. Everything started at home. Everything started at home. I think that they need to stop rewarding people that have kids out of wedlock. I think they need to stop letting them have child tax credits and tax returns and all of this other bullshit that they keep incentivizing them to do it. I think they need to stop. They need to remove everything. They need to remove.
I don't think it'll fix the.
Man, hey, listen, look, you know, Anton kind of spoke on that situation, and you know, I definitely agree with him on this particular part because it is the truth, though. It's not our issue to deal with other people's children when they haven't been raised properly or whatever's going on in their household and stuff like that, but they decide to come try to steal my stuff, and I'm supposed to have sympathy when I'm out here busting my ass, you know, 40, 50, 60 hours a week to get what I need to provide for my family or things that I want. And at the same time, though, too, for somebody just, you know, with, you know, that's not a productive person, period, to just come take my shit, that's going to be a huge issue. It's going to be a huge issue. No bullshit. And at the same time, though, too, you know, we can't stop the facts that, you know what I'm saying, at these ages, you know what I'm saying, you talking about somebody that's mid-teens, the late teens, things like underage. They're underage, but these people know right from wrong. I don't care what nobody say, bro. You can grow up in the worst conditions, in the hood, whatever stuff. You know you're not supposed to go out and delete a bunch of people. You know you're not supposed to steal from the store. These people know that they're not supposed to do this, even at 16, 17 years old, 14, 15. It don't matter. You know you're not supposed to take stuff that don't belong to you. That's just, you get taught that every day. You know what I'm saying? When you walking around, you know what I'm saying? You see the news, whatever, or, you know what I'm saying? You just, the excuses is real out here. But that's the issue, that the excuses are real. And we allowing these excuses to permeate the situation and stuff like that, and give all this grace and fake empathy and crazy sympathy for a bunch of bullshit ass people that technically they know right from wrong. I'm not gonna sit here and act and try to be boo-boo the fool with y'all, man. These kids know right from wrong. They know right from wrong. They just choosing to do that shit.
Problem, because like once kids get to a certain age, like I think like accountability should be a thing. Like you can be the best parent in the world and get a kid to do some dumb shit. Like I'll tell you this, my dad's a preacher and he's a cop, and I did some fuck nigga shit that he didn't teach me. You know what I mean? Like niggas.
That leads me to my second question. The second question that I have is, should we take off the reins of what a parent can do to a child in order to discipline him?
Yes.
Well, the only problem with all this is like, as you say, it starts at the top. Now,
I said start at home.
No, I'm speaking on something a little different. It starts at the top. Now, when you got things happening where you know somebody's an indefinite criminal and they get pardoned by their father, that ain't gonna look good to society when you saying like everybody else the parents have to suffer, when we just saw a whole child because his father was
a child. He's a
not a child. A whole son get pardoned by his dad, who we know he was fucked up.
But again, Slim,
so how does that look?
You take it out of context because that's a grown man.
Okay, I get what you're saying, son. Yeah,
I'm talking about kids that are under the age of 18 years old. Should the parents have to pay for what the kids do?
Excuse me. I kind of get what Slimmy trying to present to a degree, that it doesn't look good for our, society's leaders to pardon their children. Because like it or not, even though I get who he was talking about. He was talking about Joe Biden and his son. You know what I'm saying, basically. And that did not sit well in society. Hell, that didn't even sit well with some Democrats. Be honest with you, if we remember when that shit went down, like seriously, that didn't even sit well with some Democrats. So, yeah, it just is what it is. I get what the optics of what Slimmy's trying to say about, our president pardoned his son, even though, yeah, I do agree with Anton too, that this was a grown ass man. We're talking about underage children, the parents being charged with their crimes because they're still under the covering of their parents. But I can kind of see how it would look bad and set the wrong message for society for that to happen the way that it went down.
Well, if an adult is able to get their adult child off, or their adult son, I keep saying child, their adult son off, who should be in prison, how could you tell other adults, because they're lower in the class or they're regular everyday people, that they have to suffer for their children? When you got,
I think that's two different conversations.
I think it's the same. Because just because it's a politician, they're able to get their child off. Not their child. They're able to get their son off.
I'm talking about
the law
versus children, Slimmy.
An adult, but this is my point. An adult should indefinitely go to jail. Should indefinitely go to prison.
But Hunter Biden is like 50. I'm talking about under 18.
So if an adult, what I'm saying is, if an adult who should indefinitely go to prison if they are caught in the act, in criminal activity, if an adult can get off, how does that look to the rest of society when you're telling parents that children are underage,
right,
who probably can't go to jail?
Why is 2K saying right? Both of y'all wrong.
No, we're not wrong.
He's not saying
wrong. What I'm saying is, you got to hear me out. What I'm saying is, the rest of society, you're telling the rest of society, like, you got to get punished for your children that are underage, but yet a grown adult can get their son off.
Their grown son off, right?
And you are supposed to be the example of what we accept in society. You're supposed
technically, as the president of the United States, as the nation leader, I kind of get what both of them saying. I get where Anton trying to go with it too, and it is real. Like that is a different scenario, you know, with two grown men and, you know, your father the president, but y'all both grown men and you get your son off, whatever. I can see how that's a different scenario, but on the optics of what Slimmy's trying to present, like I said, it does look bad on, you know, to everybody else, because technically that's still Joe Biden's son. That's still Joe Biden's child. You always the parent of your child, no matter how old they fucking get or how old you are. You know, that's still your child up under you. You could be 80, they could be 50. That's still your child up under you, regardless, even though legally everybody's grown. So I can understand where everybody coming from, though. Seriously. You know what I'm saying? Two truths can be true at the same time.
To be an example, but you just got your son off, and and you know he was a criminal. You know he did wrong. He was caught and didn't have to go to prison.
Honest to God, I don't see the relevance, because when Hunter Biden got off, or when Hunter Biden was pardoned for things that he may have even been done, you know, back in 2014 or whatever it was, everybody cried foul and said, everybody said that this is wrong. But that is two different conversations. I don't think that has any relevance whatsoever to what we're talking about right now.
I get what Slim is saying, but I also, it kind of don't hold to this argument. But Slim got a good point, but it kind of don't hold to the argument, because
right,
what Slim is trying to say is, hey, if goddamn me, this grown ass man can get his son exempt from being accountable, then who are we to say that we have to be held accountable for what our children would do?
Bro, this has zero relevance whatsoever.
Okay.
At all.
I'm good with moving.
Did we not just see a child that was 17 shoot and kill a 14-year-old in Chicago downtown over this summer, and he got out? He did not go to jail. He didn't get criminally charged. He got released without charging. And that happens often. That children are out here robbing adults, killing each other, having meetups downtown where they're drinking, smoking, criminal damage to property on vehicles and all of that. So what are we even talking about here? Regular people children don't get accountability. They don't get criminally charged. And it's proof.
So listen, I'm at the end of the day, that kid is a product of the environment. This how I grew up. My mama raised me right. I grew up in the church. My grandma raised me right. They was there for me. They taught me everything. But the product of the environment kicks in, because if all of my peers have guns and I don't, at this point, I become the damn fool. Because if all of them are scrapped and protected, and this is how they resolve issues, then I look stupid for not having one. This is not my mama's fault. Says the motherfucker who getting shot at. It becomes social.
At the same time, though, too, you know what I'm saying, the 2K, you know what I'm saying, why you in them positions to get shot at too now? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, come on now.
Moralism, the survival.
No. Why are you getting shot at?
Now, let's say we live in poverty, and this is how they handle things. Okay?
No.
Nah, everybody live in poverty. Don't be shooting at each other, bro.
So what's the French case is there to think about?
Now this is where I disagree. There's plenty of people that poverty, however you want to put it, that are decent people. The children are decent folks. They don't engage with, you know, the foolery and stuff like that just because they may live in the neighborhood where a lot of foolery going on. It doesn't mean that everybody in the hood is engaging in hood activity. So nah, you know, it just don't mean that, bro. Like, nah, you somewhere getting shot at, you know what I'm saying? You know what you're doing out there. And see, that's what it goes back to what I said earlier. You know, you mid-teens, you know, hell, even at 9, 10, 11, 12, you know right from wrong. You know what right from wrong. Everybody do.
Oh, you don't have to engage. You don't have to engage in that.
Nigga, I can't go outside. I can't go to school. What you want me to do? Come
straight outside. I lived in poverty. I went outside. I did that. We was playing football in the yard.
Listen, I'm just saying, bro. If you are in
if you want to be in the streets, you need to be strapped.
No. If you are in a neighborhood where there's high crime and you don't have a weapon, you are essentially a lick. They are going to get you.
As a child?
That's why niggas join gangs. It's just not cool. It's
No, man, I disagree. People join gangs because they wanted to fit in.
Right.
No, they don't, nigga. People join gangs because, hey, if you're not with this gang, this gang will whoop your ass. If you, bro, how you gonna tell me, bro?
We all grew up in the hood. You don't have a one up on us. All of us grew up in the hood.
No.
Every last one of, well, maybe not. I don't know if Quentin grew up in the hood because I think Kim has.
Quentin, the only one of us that got shot.
I did not grow up in the hood.
Okay, I'm talking about the gas. I'm talking about the gas in particular. But Quentin, I think somebody came on here and said Quentin grew up and Clarence parents had a good marriage or something like that.
Man, Quentin got shot. He the only person on here that can say that.
Well, I don't want to be shot.
No, hold on, wait.
That's not a badge of honor.
We don't respect the nigga that got shot. We respect the shooter, nigga. That's what I was taught.
Hey, trust me, he had to be there to get
That's
shot.
what the rappers told us as we was growing. Jay said that. Nigga, we don't respect the nigga that got shot. We respect the shooters, right?
Who the CQ did it then slide back? I'm just saying. Hey, I ain't finna get my boy indicted on here.
Hey, y'all, these motherfuckers crazy.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
They crazy. No, Q. Did you slide back on them, Q? This is crazy.
No, but Q did it and slide.
How you get shot in the suburbs, bro?
But in all honesty though, Anton, hey, listen, bro. If each one of us has a knife on this panel, except Anton becomes the hunted.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Y'all do y'all not know how real life works?
Wait.
That's the reason why all y'all got guns now, because everybody has guns.
No,
and if the shit
everybody,
go
listen,
down, you want to have your gun.
In most hoods throughout the United States of America, including the one that I grew up in, damn near the whole city, for that matter, it was gangs everywhere. It was 7 Mile Bloods, 8 Mile Sconies. It was everything, right? I've never felt compelled, nor was I ever pressured, nor was my brothers ever felt pressured to ever join a gang. Ever.
My
nigga. I'm just telling you the truth, bro. Like everybody, no, you didn't have to join a gang.
I
don't know what kind of peer pressure you was under, but we didn't have to join no gangs.
My nigga, it's not peer pressure, it's you adapting to your environment. You not
that is peer pressure. But listen, look, though.
What the French toast is there to think about?
This is where we at. But the main point of this situation here is that I think that this newfound thinking of charging parents with their children's crime, with their underage children's crimes, is going to be something that I think they're going to try to put on the books. I really think that wholeheartedly, because it's coming to a point here now in the 21st century to where things are egregious. A lot of these major cities have these children out here late night doing all types of crazy things, even if the parents work or whatever, or the parents are just neglectful people. Either way it go, I think that the reins are going to be pulled in by the legal system, and they're going to start implementing this shit, which actually should put parents on a high alert that, if my child get into too much dangerous shit, I could go to prison too.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
It's crazy, but it is what it is out here, man. I think that's going to scare a lot of people straight out here, but it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.